What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Daily Football Zone. It's Wednesday, April 13th. I'm here with my boy Nahum, and we got, I guess you could say, this is my second YouTube mock draft. Technically, it's my third mock draft in general because I did do my second one on Instagram. You can follow us at Daily Football Zone. Also, check us out on Twitter at DailyFZ. I can fit the whole thing because Twitter got a limit on the at name, so you can find us at DailyFZ on Twitter. How you doing tonight, Nathan?
I'm good, man. I'm excited to pop my mock draft cherry, my first time.
Oh yeah. You haven't done no mock drafts this year or none?
Well, just
I didn't send me one the other day, but like
just online a couple. But this is my first one on camera.
I know, right? I only put one on on the YouTube page. I know I've been trying to get others to hop on and do mock drafts, but it's been busy, and we covered the AFC West and we did our draft grades on that. I've been meaning to do the whole NFL, but then things this time and time catches up and being busy and not finding time to actually put out the content. See, that's the problem having a 9 to 5 job and then trying to come home and then balance everything else you got going on in life. But if you follow us also our social media, subscribe to our YouTube, maybe this can be our full-time job. That'd be splendid for the future. But until then, we got a my 3.0 mock draft with Nahum. I guess we'll put that in the bio with Nahum. But pretty much what we're gonna do is, I know on the first one I kind of had like slides made up and all that. It was pretty much pre-done, but we're gonna pop up what's it called, PFF mock draft simulator. Like I was telling Nahum, I'm not really big on PFF in general, but they allow free trades. I ain't trying to pay $5 to make a trade. So we're going cheap right here. We decided we're gonna do every other pick. So Name's gonna start us off with one. He's gonna do all the odd number picks, and then I'm gonna do all the even number picks. And trades are also involved. My first two mock drafts, I did not do any trades involved with those. And then I've been doing like the mock drafts on the Instagram page for each team. I haven't done any trades with that either. I was pretty much just pretty much doing like mocking picks where I feel like not just the player, if not the player, maybe the position they'd go after. So I know like a couple of teams that may have the same player, but obviously things change. Who really knows who's going to end up where until draft night. But we on our third mock draft, and Nahum, got anything you want to say before you're on the clock with the Jaguars?
No, not really. I'm just excited to make this first pick, and I might throw a curveball.
I know. People have been kind of, a lot of people have been changing their first overall pick lately because Aiden Hutchinson seemed like he was like the go-to, but as of lately, some players been rising and certain names been rising. I don't know if you're gonna name them or not, but if you're ready, I'll let you start off and let me know who you're gonna give first overall.
All right, with the first pick, the 2022 NFL Draft, the Jaguars are taking Aiden Hutchinson. There's not much to really think about. They shorted up their O-line and the offseason. They really wanted to, they could, but their head coach coming from the Eagles, and when he was there, he had a dominant O-line, dominant D-line. It's just, everyone's been saying this. It makes sense. Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, he's, like I said, he was like been the favorite for the past this whole draft process going back to college football season. Like he's been predicted to go first overall. But then, like I said, like Trayvon Walker from Georgia, he's been skyrocketing on mock drafts, and it's a lot of I guess you could say analysts and all that are actually been mocking him first now for Jacksonville.
Yeah, maybe
if not first, definitely he's definitely in the top 2 or 3. So I thought you were gonna throw a curveball and throw Aiden Hutchinson, because I know I've been putting Aiden Hutchinson in the past too, but I think I would have thrown, if I was you, I probably would have thrown, if I was the first pick, I probably would have thrown Trayvon Walker. He seems like the hot pick right now. But like again, they can go either way. They go no wrong with Hutchinson or Trayvon Walker.
No, Walker's crazy. He's good, but he's played too many positions. I just feel like you just want to defend. You want a nice edge player. First overall pick, he has a high floor. and a high ceiling. Walker has a high floor too, but this is just the safest pick in the whole draft. Why overthink it?
Yeah, I agree. Because if you would have Trayvon Walker, I'm now on the clock with Detroit. I would have went Hutchinson, keep him in Michigan, but it's not going that way for me. And then the Detroit Lions, though, they can go a lot on they can go a lot of different positions at the second overall. Some people think they can even trade, but I think they're gonna stay put at 2. I see mocks with Kyle Hamilton going there as early as 2, which I think it's too early for a safety in my opinion. But they got him at 2. Some still think Kayvon Thibodeau can be there. Even a quarterback, like I've seen mocks where they literally have Malik Willis at 2, which I don't think any quarterback is good enough to be in the top 5 in my opinion this year. It's kind of a weaker draft class. But who would I want? I think I'm gonna play it safe and do like what a lot of mocks are doing too, and that's going Trayvon Walker with the second overall pick.
It should be Trayvon Walker. Yeah,
it's most likely going to be one of those two with the first and second pick. Most likely, I don't see a lot of some mocks been doing Malik Willis. I don't see a quarterback going at 2, not this draft class. So I feel like either Trayvon Walker or Jaden Hutchinson. Since you went with Hutchinson first, I'll roll with Trayvon Walker with the second overall pick to the Detroit Lions. Now we got the Houston Texans on the clock with the third overall pick. They're first of 2 first-round picks they got in this draft. Who you feeling for Houston with the third overall pick?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a guy who was talked about, in the discussions with the first overall pick, but after the Jaguars moves this offseason and keeping their left tackle, I forget his name, but
Cam Robinson.
Yeah.
He signed his 10th today. He's a franchise tag.
Oh yeah, exactly. So Texans are going with Evan O'Neal from Bama. People regard the top tackle prospect in this draft. He had a great job he had a great game in the championship game. And I just might as well grab a left tackle. If you're gonna ride with Davis Mills, just get some protection for him.
Yeah, get some protection with him. Him and pair him with Tunsil because Tunsil's a solid tackle as well. Yeah, he's only given up 5 sacks in 3 years at Alabama, so he's a really good lineman that has experience playing on the left and right side of the line. He's played left and right tackle. He's also played left guard. So they need to plug and play him somewhere. I feel like that would be great protection if you're gonna ride with Davis Mills. If you're gonna stick with Davis Mills, at least get protection just to see what his true potential could be with some protection. But yeah, you went with Evan Neal, offensive tackle out of Alabama with a third overall pick. Now the New York Jets are on the clock with the 4th overall pick, and this is also one of 2 first-round picks that they got this year. I think I saw something. There's like 8 teams this year with 2 first-round picks, so that's quite a bit of teams that got multiple firsts. It's not every year you see that.
Yeah, some teams are saying F them picks. Some teams are saying give me them picks.
Right. Some teams are in position like the Rams to say fuck them picks, and then you got the Jets who they need every pick they can get.
Yeah.
This is a good one. Their needs, according to PFF, is wide receiver, linebacker, cornerback.
I think it's too high to take a receiver. And a linebacker. Yeah. I just think it's too high for those positions. You do what you think.
I say, because I do got evens, I say they're going to go a receiver at 10.
Maybe,
if they didn't pick up, what's his name, Whitehead from Tampa Bay, I probably would have said Kyle Hamilton right here. But I don't think it's a big need for him. So, more with who I've been rolling with, and that's Ahmad Garner. Never gave him a touchdown in his college career. So, I roll with Ahmad Garner. Playing under Robert Saleh, who's a defensive-minded coach. I'm sure he would love to bring his swag and his talent on that defensive side of the ball.
Yeah,
Ahmad Garner.
I agree. Yeah, it's a good pick. 4 is a little high historically for corners, but he's just a baller, and he fit nicely in that cover 3 scheme. Kind of like how he's a tall corner, just like Sherman was back in the cover 3 scheme with the Seahawks. So, a nice fit.
Yeah, because the Jets corners right now they signed DJ Reed, who he can also play like safety as well. He's an all-around defensive back, but their corners right now is DJ Reed, Brandon Eccles, Bryce Hall, and then Michael Carter II. So yeah, a cornerback is a high need, and you got Ahmad Gardner, who arguably is the best corner in this draft. Some may say Derek Stingley Jr., but he's been having injuries, so that's concerning. So Ahmad Gardner is pretty much the one that's been talked about a lot as the best corner in this draft. And when you got a defensive back room like that, where who knows who your number 2 corner is going to be other than DJ Reed? Like, Ahmad Gardner is the best choice right there.
All right.
Now we got the New York Giants with another New York team. They also got 2 picks in this draft. The New York Giants with the 5th overall pick. Who are you feeling?
Well, the Giants, PFF got it right. They need O-line, D-line. I mean, they just need talent. But when you need talent, you got to start from the line. So, let's see who's the boy from North Carolina.
North Carolina State, Ike Ekwonu. You wrong roll with him?
Ike Ekwonu. Yep, it's gonna be him. I feel like he's up there as the best tackle prospect in the draft with Neal.
He's been even jumping over Neal. Some are predicting Ekwonu to be the first tackle selected, and he is he's a raw prospect with a lot of upside as well. So he's been being mocked even higher, and I can see if Texans don't go Evan Neal, like I can see the Giants being the type of team to go Ekwonu over Neal. I mean, you saw that a couple years ago with Andrew Thomas being the first tackle selected in 2020.
Yeah, that was a big curveball.
So you thought it was gonna be either like Tristan Wirfs or who else was it? There's like Jedrick Wills, and there's a lot of pretty good tackle. Oh yeah, there's Mekhi Becton. Like there's a couple of like solid tackles in the 2020 draft. So when they selected Andrew Thomas, it was like, okay, like no one would have thought that. So I mean, Evan Neal's at 3. It wouldn't surprise me if they still go Ike Ekwonu over Evan Neal if both of those guys are on the board. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, they need offensive line help if they're gonna roll with Daniel Jones, and if Saquon Barkley's still gonna be their main back, like they need to protect both of them. Barkley needs to stay healthy.
Yeah, their O-line is horrible though. I mean,
their O-line desperately needs help. So I know that's a good pick. Ekwonu, I feel like that could be a landing spot for him at the 5th overall pick, the New York Giants. But now we got the 6th overall pick. I guess it worked in our favors for odds and evens because my Panthers are 6th and your Chargers are 17th. So we'll make picks for them. But as of right now, depending on where I'm going to go, I might not make a pick for the Panthers because I want to trade back.
Okay.
I think they're going to go quarterback, but they don't have they don't got a 2nd or a 3rd round pick. So if I'm the GM, I'm Scott Fitterer. I got to think like I need to at least acquire a 2nd or 3rd round pick with this trade, and then possibly still get a quarterback if you're trading back because, it's Matt Rule's tenure with Carolina is going to come down to getting the quarterback position right because you failed with Bridgewater, you failed with Sam Darnold, and you picked up Sam Darnold's 5th-year option before he even played it down for us, and guaranteed him $18 million. We could have been $18 million richer if we didn't give him that 5th-year option. So kind of dumb decisions by this front office, and if he doesn't nail a pick right now, he's gonna nail a quarterback. He's gonna be out of Carolina. So I'm trying to think who can trade up. I feel like I'm gonna move back to Houston. I feel like that could be a good trade back. I say they move back to 13, maybe pick up the 68th overall, so that's a 3rd round pick, and then also acquire. Do you think that's fair?
13? I mean, I don't see anyone in Houston to want to trade up for just because they can use talent everywhere. I feel like
that's what I feel like. If I make them trade up, like I feel like they'll roll with Kyle Hamilton. They lost Justin Reed.
Yeah, they could go Kyle. That would be nice. Yeah, that could work. That's true.
And you already got Evan Neal, so you got a lineman. You need help on the defensive side of the ball. You still have 37-80 and then 108, which is literally a pick after the 107 that you're trading.
I mean, if they're making that trade, Houston, I don't think they're giving up a 1st round pick next year. It's got to be like this year's 2nd.
Yeah.
You were saying what the Panthers are missing. It's got to be like this year's second or third. Or
What else they got on here? I don't see them making a trade with the Saints, even though it's the draft and not actual player. I mean, I'd say Steelers, but Steelers straight up would be for a quarterback.
yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that. I can't see my.
I could say maybe see it. No, yeah, I'll roll with Houston. I'll roll with that.
Okay.
I'm sure this is likely to be taken, so yeah, I'll roll with that trade. So now Houston owns the 6th overall pick. Carolina now owns 13th. That was originally Cleveland's, the 68th overall pick, and then 107. That was originally Detroit's. And with that, now I'm gonna have them select safety Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame. I feel like losing Justin Reed, you got a talent like Kyle Hamilton, who I'm sure they would love to have on that defense. I guarantee he'll probably won't last to 13. I feel like they're gonna jump some teams to make sure they get Kyle Hamilton, that star safety in the back to replace.
Oh yeah, I think it's a good pick. It's he's a franchise defense. He's a franchise defensive player, or whatever the term is. He's a franchise player for your defense. He'll be there for like 10 years plus, being good play, and someone to build around. Yeah, like it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yes. Now, for me, that's what I'm gonna roll with. And then there was a report today that they are looking at options of trading back. So I've been thinking that all along, because you don't have a second or third round pick. Scott Fitterer's first year as GM, he made like 5 or 6 different trades last year in the draft. So I can see them trying to move back, because I know they know they can get a quarterback. If it's not Malik Willis, maybe it could be Kenny Pickett, who I preferably don't want. But even if they want to maybe roll with a guy in the second round, if they can go get a second round and then maybe move a couple spots in the first, depending on what gets offered. Maybe they can get someone like Desmond Ridder, or if Matt Corral's still there. Like,
I don't think
a lot of options that they can roll with if they don't end up with Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis. Like, but yeah, I feel like trading back for them is the right choice for Carolina. But we can go on to the New York Giants' second pick that they got from the Chicago Bears, the 7th overall pick. Who you got New York selecting again?
Again, it's pretty easy for me. They need pass rush. So, the decision to get a pass rusher is easy. The choice is not so easy, but we're going to go with Jermaine Johnson from Florida State.
There you go. So you're going to have him leaping Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Thibodeau's all that.
Okay.
A lot of hype
surprise me with that. Surprise me with that one.
Yeah.
I thought Jermaine Johnson would go like 9th, but I didn't think you'd have him passing up Thibodeau. But okay, we got Jermaine Johnson the second, going 7th overall. Which again, I'm a lot of people, and that's the thing I hate about social media, because a lot of people say in that situation right there, I already know you would have a bunch of comments. Oh, that's a dumb pick. Well, that would never happen. But I'm like, when I read this stuff, I'm like, are you these guys? Are you the GMs for these teams? How do you know? How you gonna call someone dumb for a mock when you really don't know what's gonna actually happen on draft day?
No one knows what's gonna happen, man.
Literally, even the quote unquote experts mock drafts are like what, 10% right, if that.
Yeah.
So when I'm not gonna see. If I was the average social media head, I would call you dumb for making that selection, but I'm not, because I don't blame you for making that selection, because again, you don't know which team is high on who and which team isn't. So like, if they are higher on Jermaine Johnson than they are Kayvon, like I don't blame you for making that selection.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, because again, like I said earlier with Andrew Thomas, no one would have thought Andrew Thomas was going to be the first tackle taken off the board back in 2020.
Yeah,
he was projected to be a first round pick, but he wasn't projected to be the first tackle taken. And you can make the case with even, I think the same year was with Henry Ruggs, right? When Jerry Jeudy was more of the favorite. Jerry Jeudy was more of the favorite, and then Vegas went with Henry Ruggs instead.
Didn't Jeudy slide to like the second round?
What was that?
Didn't Jeudy slide to like the second round?
He was still a first round pick by Denver. It was just a couple picks. But Jeudy was it was seeming like the favorite that year. And then, they went Henry Ruggs. So you never know.
Every year there's a couple players that fall. We don't know.
Players that fall, like what's his name, Jeremiah Owusu Karamoa, like he fell to the second round and was snagged
Somehow.
by Cleveland. Some thought he was going to be maybe a late first round pick, and he went to like late second round.
Yeah, he was really good. He was really good.
So it's like we don't really know who's going to land where. You have you obviously have the solidified guys like Hutchinson, and now you're seeing Walker, who and Evan Neal, like the solidified guys, and there are probably gonna go like top 5, top 10. But then you got some guys that slide, and some guys that make rise that shockingly get picked when you didn't think of it. Like Seattle be tripping with their first round picks. Like they drafted Rashad Penny with the overall pick, and then. Even last year, bringing up Raiders again, like they're known for reaching, but like they drafted Leatherwood with what was it, the 17th overall pick, and he was not even projected to be first round pick. So you really don't know which prospects are high on which team. Like you don't know which team is high on which prospect. So I'm sure we'll have a couple surprises come draft day for sure. But we can go on to the 8th overall pick. We got the Atlanta Falcons on the clock, and I want to ask you, what do you think?
Shit, man, I was hoping you knew because you pay.
I've been going the same route with Atlanta, and I've been going with receiver, even though PFF don't have their needs as a receiver. I don't see them not drafting receiver when you still got someone like Garrett Wilson. If you're higher not on Drake London, he's been going top 10, top 12.
I mean, eight is kind of steep for a receiver. That's the thing, and they have so many they O-line needs. They have needs on defense. I mean, to them, I was thinking best player available, not pass rusher, but top 3 pass rushers are already gone in my opinion. You can have them taking Thibodeau maybe,
but I don't see them going Kayvon. And then quarterback with getting Mariota, I don't see them going the quarterback at 8 overall. I'm rolling with receiver. I don't see them going with who the fuck do they got now? Zach, how you say it? Achilles or Akias or
I don't even know.
His last name is Frank Darby. I think did they sign a receiver recently?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, they got randoms, and Calvin Ridley's out for a year. Even Calvin Ridley was there, I'd still probably give them a receiver. If they decide to go quarterback, I think maybe in the second round they'll go quarterback if they don't believe in Mariota, but I think they'll roll with Mariota this year. I'll give him Garrett Wilson. I've been mocking him or London with him, but I'll roll with Wilson this time. But now we got the Seattle Seahawks, originally Denver's pick with the 9th overall pick. Their team needs are quarterback, tackle, edge, and corner. Who you rolling with the 9th overall?
Yeah, it's a tough one because, like we were just saying, like Seattle, they're pretty wild with their first round picks. They don't care who they're supposed to be getting according to these mocks. They don't give a fuck about these media analysts talking about, oh hey, take Seattle, better take this person. They just take who they want, when they want.
They fucking they drafted Rashad Penny in the first round, which being from San Diego, I fuck with Penny at San Jose State. But I didn't even think he'd be a first round pick. I thought maybe late second, early third. I didn't think he was gonna be selected with the fucking it was like 28th or something like that, 26th. So it was meant give him the excuse he has been hurt for a majority of his career. His first 4 years there. But you kind of see the glimpse of his potential last year where he led the league in rushing in the last month of football with like 500, 600 yards or something like that.
Yeah, finally.
So he had a good end of the year. So it kind of, and then he signed a 1-year deal to remain in Seattle. And they still got Chris Carson. But I'm excited to see how Penny does in 2022. See if if the league can actually see his true potential. But back on topic, who you got with the 9th overall pick?
I don't know. This is tough. This was really tough.
Is this where you go, Kayvon? Man, edge is a need.
I was thinking about it, but I just
Dunlap, they got rid of Carlos Dunlap and then Kerry Hyder. They do kind of need a edge presence.
I guess they do, yeah. I just don't know if they're liking him. Scroll down a little bit. I mean, I guess Kayvon can fit as a 4-3. You know what? Scroll up. Do they go linebacker in the first round?
I don't think they go linebacker. Even They get rid of Wagner, but they got who is it? Was it Jordan Brooks? I think is the guy replacing him. I could be wrong. And I know they got a young linebacker that I'm sure they're rolling with, and that's why they got Wagner.
I'm really stuck between the top three: Stingley, Thibodeau, and Cross. The last time Seahawks took a lineman first round was, I think, Dwayne Brown. Back the year they started their LOB, when they got Errol Thomas in the first round too.
Was it Dwayne Brown? No, it wasn't Dwayne Brown. Cause I think Dwayne Brown was with Houston before that.
Okay, who's the? Oh, you know what? He was on the Broncos and the Chargers.
Russell Okung.
Okung, there we go. Okung, there we go.
Yeah, he's with Carolina too. He sucked.
Yeah. He was good in the beginning. He was good with the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Stingley, I don't know if a corner.
I'd say this. I'd say, you want my opinion on it? If Kayvon's there at 9, you gotta roll Kayvon because they do need the edge. If Kayvon wasn't there, I would say Charles Cross because they do need a tackle to replace Dwayne Brown, who's a free agent. Is also
it's really between two.
And then they say quarterback. I mean, you get Drew Lock if you decide Drew Lock's going to be the guy for a year or so, or you decide to draft another guy. I don't think they'll draft at 9 though. I'd say between Kayvon or Charles Cross right here, but I still see Kayvon falling out of the top 10.
Hey, don't Seahawks have 2 first-round picks or just the one?
Just the one, because they would have had 2 if they didn't trade with for Jamal Adams, which was a sick trade.
The Jets have their pick.
As you see, the next pick would have been them as well.
Yeah, okay. You know what? I guess Thibodeau.
I don't see him falling out of the top 10.
Yeah, that's good.
So you want Thibodeau?
Yeah, I'm like kind of doing it kind of like regretfully, but I think I just can't imagine them taking a tackle that high. Not since fucking Okung is just, I don't know. I see, and I remember they spent a first round pick on Bruce Irvin.
Oh yeah, that was out of West Virginia. Like that was a kind of surprise.
So, I know he was supposed to be a third round pick.
Don't judge them. Chargers drafted Larry English like 15th overall too. So.
Well, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about
Larry English. I was surprised with that too. Like, where's the Northern Illinois that he came from? Some shit like that.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, that was a minute. But now we got pick 10. We got the other New York team again. Their second first round pick that they got from Seattle with the Jamal Adams trade, which I don't think Jamal Adams was 2 first-round picks. They decided to do that, and now they got the 10th overall pick. And we went Sauce Gardner with the 4th overall pick. Now with their second pick, again, it says wide receiver, linebacker. Got the cornerback need. I would say, they can go someone like Devin Lloyd or Nakobe Dean, but I feel like 10's kind of early for a linebacker, for those 2 linebackers. So, and then they're in the Tyreek Hill sweepstakes. Obviously, they didn't get him, so obviously they're looking for a receiver. Elijah Moore looks like he can have potential going into year 2, but obviously they want to get Zach Wilson more weapons. Corey Davis is Corey Davis. He obviously didn't live up to being a first-round pick that he was. I mean, he's a solid receiver, but he's not
good. He's just not like
he's not a playmaking receiver like that where he can change the game, like.
So this is where I think you got to take a receiver that can change the game.
And I feel like that'll be Drake London. I mean, he did get hurt last year. But man, he still put up over 1,000 yards, and he had like 88 receptions. He still did his thing even when. I think it was his freshman year. He still had a good year with guys were there his freshman year. It was his sophomore year. They had some talent there, and he still was able to still get looked at.
He's nice.
And Drake London's been mocked in the top 12 in a lot of mocks. I'll roll with Drake London still with them at 10.
Okay.
Now we got Washington Commanders are now on the clock, and
also Robinson would fall for the Commanders, but he's not. Let's see. I think they just need DB help. So their pass defense was horrible last year. Let's take Trent McDuffie.
Yeah, Trent McDuffie.
Yeah, he can play. He's versatile. He can play outside. He can play nickel. Yeah, I'll take Trent McDuffie.
Okay, they got Kendall Fuller there still. They got William Jackson there. So you feel like.
Huh?
Yeah. So you got Trent McDuffie?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Trent McDuffie. Got him leaping Derek Stingley. I'm surprised by that.
Oh, I mean, hey, Stingley again, like his first year, amazing. Like
But they
everyone.
it's the injuries the past 2 years that's concerning. So I mean,
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I don't blame you for that. I don't blame you for that. I don't blame you for that. Well, according to PFF, they got him ranked still third,
yeah.
surprisingly.
For some reason, I don't know. I mean, his measurables go crazy. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, highest coverage grade in the country as a true freshman. I mean, if you want to go off his freshman year, but again, the injuries are always going to be a concern when you get hurt.
Yeah, and like my thing is too, like I like it when players get better every year, and Stingley, like for whatever reason, I don't know, like when you win the national championship as a freshman and you're the best corner in the league as a freshman, it's kind of hard to, have that, self motivation to do better every year when you're already the
Yeah,
best. So
I agree with this thing. But now we got the Minnesota Vikings on the clock, and obviously they need a cornerback as well. And then we got Derek Stingley there, Trent Duffy, and Sauce Gardner is off the board. I'll give them Derek Stingley. I've been mocking him every mock I've been doing. I've been giving him Stingley, so I feel like that's gonna be a safe spot.
Yeah, I like that.
Now you got my Panthers though. Now that it's on the odd, I don't get to choose from them. I made that trade with the Houston Texans, and who you got the Carolina? Who you got my Carolina Panthers choosing?
What I was gonna say about the Vikings pick, I like, Kevin
I'll say
O'Connell.
this, man. I'll say this. Do you think they trade back again? Try to get another pick?
Oh nah, I don't think.
You think they pulled the trigger right here? Because I'm
Nah,
telling you, man, the amount of trades they made last year really, especially with it not being a quarterback heavy draft, where they think they can get someone that if they really want Kenny Pickett, for example, like I don't see Kenny Pickett going in the top 20. If I made this trade with them at 13, it really wouldn't surprise me if they try to make another trade to move back to gather more picks that they lost. That's just me. But if you want to roll, this is your pick. But that's how I'm viewing it right now, just thinking about it.
All right, real quick though, I was just gonna say about your Vikings pick, Kevin O'Connell. He's coming from the Rams, where they had Ramsey, who's a lockdown corner. So, he probably sees the importance of having a true number one corner on his team. So
yeah, so I can see Stingley there. Maybe if it's McDuffie or maybe they decide to trade back and get a later guy like Kyrie Elam or Andrew Booth Jr. or maybe they wait in the second. They have a second round pick, right? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Maybe they go with a guy like Kyler Gordon or Roger McCreary. They got a couple of good corners in the second round. They're mocked in the second round as well. So if they decide not to go a cornerback at 12, there's still some more talent.
All
But
right.
yeah, Carolina's on the clock, though, man. Who you got? Carolina.
Charles Cross.
So you got him on tackle.
Yeah. I read somewhere today that Matt Rule likes to draft, the Panthers in general. Past few years, they like to draft lengthy players. Brian Burns is a lengthy player. J.C. Horn is a lengthy player. So I was looking at tackles with the longest arms.
Give Brady Christensen a chance.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Taylor Moton staying at right tackle. Give Brady Christensen a chance at left.
Nah. Making more talented, a more longer tackle.
Draft him in the third round. Give him a chance.
All right, this is right here.
World Charles Cross. I guess Sam Darnold's for sure going to be our quarterback next year. He's for sure going to be the week one starter.
I mean, did you want a quarterback in the first round, or there's better ones later?
I
feel like if you guys wait for him, that's the best option.
If he can land him, I wouldn't mind Malik Willis with his upside, but I don't want Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, I wouldn't
mind Corral, but
I think
mainly Willis or Corral. But since we didn't trade to get a second, I'm not gonna get Corral with that with Charles Cross. So, or Malik Willis. So it looks like Sam Darnold, according to our mock, is gonna be a for sure starter week one. But we go on to the Baltimore Ravens. Since all the corners are gone, well, top 15 corner range that we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see someone like Andrew Booth Jr. I don't see him going up to 14. Neither Kyrie Elam, Jalen Petrie. He's been rising a lot.
Oh no, never mind.
I don't see him being there. Neither Daxton Hill, who can also play safety as well. Jalen Petrie can play corner and safety, so could Daxton Hill from Michigan. I'm gonna roll with defensive line. I know they brought back Michael Pierce. But he's also obviously getting older. You're going to get some younger bodies. I mean, they got Calais Campbell another year, but they run the 3-4. So I can see them getting another defensive line. And that's the thing. If you're higher on Devontae Wyatt or you're higher on Jordan Davis, that's on you. But Jordan Davis is like the favorite, especially after running a 4.8, running a 4.8 at the NFL Combine. I'll roll with Jordan Davis there. I feel like he'll be a good fit for Baltimore. They always seem like they got a mean defense, and someone with the athletic ability like Jordan Davis, I feel like he fits that Baltimore defense. And John Harbaugh would be stoked to see Jordan Davis on the clock at 14.
Yeah, I think he'd be a great fit as a 3 technique on their team. I don't know, Baltimore Ravens I feel like they always have big guys, and I think they have Calais Campbell right now.
He's older. Michael Pierce is old. So
yeah, remember what's his name? Haloti Ngata?
Yeah, he was always not the flashiest guy, but he always stuffing them holes, doing what he needed to do to fill the gaps as well. So it's like I feel like Jordan Davis is that guy who can, that would fit right in because they're known for having mean defensive tackles, and clogging up the trenches and shit. So yeah, I rolled with Jordan Davis. I know even Philadelphia, they said their needs are linebacker and DB. I can see that, but I even had mocked them at one point getting it. Well, when they had 3 first-round picks, because they obviously made a trade with New Orleans, but when they had 3, I mocked them getting a linebacker, DB, and a defensive lineman because obviously Fletcher Cox is back on a 1-year deal, so I'm sure they'll like to eventually replace him as well. But now that they only got 2, I don't see them going defensive line. So again, linebacker and DB are their needs accordingly. I mean, there's been rumors about receiver too, even though they got Devontae Smith, but obviously Jalen Reagor hasn't panned out, which I know they regret making that pick. And he's been on. I guess they've been saying that teams have called about making a trade for him, according to recent reports. So, do you go with linebacker, DB, or do you go receiver? What are you thinking at 15th overall?
I'm gonna go with neither of those. I'm gonna go with Devontae Wyatt.
Oh, so you're gonna go with defensive line?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Defensive.
Okay. Because I was saying I didn't think they would if without that third, but okay. I don't blame you. I agree with you. I mean, I can see that.
Yeah, I just think out of
Cox is there for a minute. So
see the positions you listed, that's their positions of need. I just think and then including D line is position of need. Not need, but it'd be nice. I just feel like this is a team built on the D line. They've always put high priority, high assets in their D line. So when one is near his way out the door, it's smart to bring in another. They already have TV. I think Jerrigan, or no, he might be missed 2 years. Never mind. But I just think the Eagles are a team built on their D line, and the more players, the better. And he'll be great to learn under Fletcher Cox. Similar build to Fletcher Cox, is quick and big. So yeah, I just feel like he won't last until 18.
Yeah.
Better to get him now.
Okay. Now we got the Saints on the clock. They brought back Winston. I don't think they're gonna go quarterback at 16. They can go. I think they go either wide receiver or tackle. I would say they go Trevor Penning, and I know I would like to take him to hurt the Chargers. I think Chargers, they should get a tackle, in my opinion. Trevor Penning looks like the best one there that's available at 16, 17. But something about it makes me feel like if I go tackle, Chargers, and possibly even Philly could go receiver. It's like, do I pick a tackle or do I pick? No, I'll pick a tackle. I say they go Trevor Penning, 16th pick. Northern Iowa. They got to replace Teron Armstead. That's a huge loss. Protecting. He's gonna be protecting Winston's blind side, who's coming off an ACL injury. So they need a replacement there. And Teron Armstead was a solid tackle for the Saints for multiple years. Arguably the best tackle in the game. He went and got a big paycheck in Miami. So I feel like they're gonna go with the 16th pick. If Trevor Penning's there, I feel like they know possibly LA would want to get a tackle. So I feel like they would snag him before the Chargers could. So I'll go Trevor Penning, the 16th overall pick. What would be your thoughts on that? Because again, you're a Charger fan, and they're now on the clock. What would you feel about that?
No, I think it's the right pick for the Saints. I mean, now, with the Chargers pick, I really want to take Jameson Williams. I really do. But I don't know if that's the move they're going to get. Last year, Staley in the draft was very aggressive, and need based. It wasn't some, I don't know if it was the best player available on their board, but Slater with the first pick and Samuel with the second pick. It was just very like those are two biggest needs, and he addressed it right away. So, but with the moves we made the agency,
I feel like you guys should, if Penning was there, I'd say get another one for Slater because obviously you want to protect your franchise quarterback. Who was your right tackle last year? Storm Norton, I think. He got bullied. So I feel like if Penning was there, that's why I've been mocking him with the Chargers because you saw with Burrow, he got hurt his rookie year because bad offensive line. And then you see the second year, he took a horrible offensive line to the Super Bowl, ultimately lost, and his offensive line was a big blame to that as well. So I feel like if Chargers want to make a step and make be a legitimate AFC contender, like that's why I have him mocking a tackle, so you can see Herbert actually have more time to throw, not be under pressure. Obviously, when you have the time to throw, players like Brady who can get the ball out fast and obviously have good O-line to protect him, and then if he needs to take the time to make his reads, like he has protection. So like I feel like if y'all would have went a tackle right here, I feel like that would have been a smart move to help your offense. You guys don't really have big major needs anyway, because you guys have targeted a lot of needs in free agency. So
I agree. With Raymond, I just don't know how good of a prospect he is. That's why I'm kind of scared to take him this high. Not this high, but this spot. And you can always, I feel like you can always find tackles on the second day of the draft, even though we only have the third round pick. I guess ideally we trade back in this situation, but I don't.
Would you want to make a trade, or?
I think we make a trade. I think so. Maybe there's a team that wants. I don't really think
these are people interested, but.
Huh?
So these are the top two are the ones that the PFF recommends interested, and then you got other teams that aren't in the first round, and then you got trying to make a trade with the other ones. Would you want to make a trade?
No, we're gonna stay put here. I'm gonna stay put because that's what I think they would do. I think they would stay put, and I'm gonna go Jameson Williams. Fuck it. I'm taking Williams.
Might miss some time, but you got Keenan Allen and Mike Williams still, and then you got Guyton there, and
he's just too good, man. He's too good to fall down this far in the draft. Even though he had the ACL injury, he's a speed demon.
He'll be a playoff team for sure. He'll for sure be there for the playoffs. He might be at the end of the year too. So it just really depends on how fast he can heal, because it seems like players can heal faster these days. So you might get to see him for maybe a quarter of the year. It just really depends on the healing process. But
we don't want the Chiefs to get him. I don't want the Chiefs to get him. So that's.
That too. I don't think Chiefs are with 29 and 30. They would have to trade up, which they could. They got the draft capital to do that. But yeah, that's a good pick for the Chargers. I can see them if Penning is off the board. Obviously, the tackle from Central Michigan is too early. I had Penning go right before him, so Jameson Williams I feel like is a good pick. I mean, I can even see Chris Olave for the speed. Like I know I saw a report that
Olave, his 40 time is faster than he actually is. That's the thing about Olave.
Yeah, because I also saw a report that they're wanting speed at receiver if they decide to draft one in the first round, Olave, and then who was the other guy? There was another guy that was another favorite, but Jameson Williams though with that talent, you have the receiver depth to even though Jameson Williams is going to miss the majority of the year, you have the receiver depth there to hold over until he does be able to make his debut. So it's a good pick in my opinion for the talent that he has. Hopefully he comes back stronger. He can return to full form, because obviously coming back from injuries are always a risk. But for the talent that that Williams has, it's a good pick for 17.
Yeah, it's a risk worth taking in my opinion.
Yeah, but we can go on to the second Philadelphia Eagles pick, which is the 18th overall that they got from New Orleans with that trade. You got linebacker, DB. You went D-line. I would say they need receiver, but I feel like there's good receiver depth in this draft. There's not a lot of linebacker depth, and they lost Singleton, which some fans are happy about that, but he did lead their team in tackles past 2 out of 3 years. But they lost him. I feel like they need a solid inside back linebacker. And it really depends on you who you decide to go with, Nakobe Dean or Devin Lloyd. I seen Devin Lloyd's been the favorite, but Nakobe Dean's kind of been jumping him in some mocks. It really just depends on who you feel is better and who's the better fit, obviously, and obviously who if it's the Eagles that draft a linebacker, depends on who they are higher on. But I'm gonna roll with my Utah boy because I'm a Utah fan myself, so I'll be a homer and then.
Good. I'm glad you. If you didn't pick him, it would have been disrespectful.
Yeah, no, I mean Devin Lloyd's my number one backer. I seeing him play in Utah, like I'm not picking the Kobe Dean.
Good. That's what I was going to ask you. Yeah,
the Kobe Dean's still a good linebacker, but I still got Devin Lloyd.
Hey, the funny thing is though about the Eagles, I think with having Roseman as GM, they've never drafted a linebacker in the first round. So hopefully this is the first year they do it, but yeah, that's I wanted to take a linebacker.
I feel like Devin Lloyd would fit that.
Yeah. He should fit that. And with all those fucking D linemen they have, might as well get a linebacker back there to make that defense better.
Yeah, I can see them going. They can go corner too. I mean, you still got Slay, and then who's the other corner? Like Avonte Maddox. I still feel like they need another corner, but there's a lot of corner depth and depth in the draft.
Yeah,
I feel like Devin Lloyd's the best option right there. But now we got the second Saints pick now with the 19th overall pick. I had them select Trevor Penning with the 16th. Now you get to choose from with 19. Who you got them going with?
It sucks. Yeah, I feel like Williams would have been a good pick for them here, but he's not there anymore. I'm gonna go with what did they use? They need a receiver. I think receiver is one of their biggest needs, but
I'd say receiver. I mean, Michael Thomas' future with them is still questionable.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what type of receiver they would want. Maybe just the best overall. Can you click on receivers left?
Yeah.
That's tough. So I kind of want to go with Watson.
You think you roll with Watson with 19?
Yeah, but the thing is, they traded for this extra pick, so it has to be someone they really like. Maybe Pickett.
I don't know if I see Watson going that early, to be honest.
I think it might be Kenny Pickett.
You think they go quarterback?
Yeah, I think they'll go quarterback just because it's kind of rare that you trade back into the first. You trade up in the first round. And, you get an extra pick in the first round, and it's got to be for someone they really like or a really important position.
Kenny Pickett.
And Kenny Pickett, yeah, they jump in front of the Steelers. The quarterback they want. Yeah.
Okay. Now that Kenny Pickett's off the board, we got the Steelers. Obviously, they need a quarterback. Big Ben's out of the picture. Mason Rudolph is there. They drafted. They signed Mitch Trubisky, but I still don't know if they believe Mitch Trubisky is going to be their actual future.
I think they're going to rock with him. I think they're going to rock with him for this year. I don't think they'll take the quarterbacks in this draft.
You don't think they take a quarterback?
No, not in the first couple of rounds. No, I don't think so.
Rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. I didn't mention him.
Oh yes.
I didn't get a chance. We didn't get a chance to speak on that because that happened recently. Sad to see. Sad to hear about. Only 24 years old. Still had a lot of life to live outside of football. I'm not gonna get on the Adam Schefter talk or the Bill Grant talk, but rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. I feel like this could be a trade, possibly trade. You think Pittsburgh might surprise and trade back?
Yeah, they could.
I'll make a trade because I feel like there's obviously always trades going on. I feel like we've only made one trade, so I feel like I'll make another trade. Yeah, I'll throw 32nd, 66, and like a 234. I feel like that's a fair for 20.
Yeah.
Or maybe if not 234, maybe like a fourth round next year.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
I feel like they kind of make it with him. But I'll do that for 20. I gotta accept this. Now the Detroit Lions moved up, and I'm gonna make the shocker. I'm gonna make them get a quarterback. I'm gonna make them. I'd say if they stay at 32, they'd get Matt Corral. But you know what? I'll since I had him trade up, I'm having to go Malik Willis. I feel like it will be different. I don't see a lot of mock drafts doing something like that. So I'm gonna shock the mock draft world, obviously, because NFL draft obviously be shocking people. So why not do the unexpected? Because usually there's always something unexpected.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
So now we got the New England Patriots on the clock, and they got multiple needs. And who you got them choosing? You got wide receiver need, edge need, linebacker need, and the cornerback need. I don't really see receiver being the main need now that they traded for Devontae Parker.
I think they still like their wide receiver room is still lacking a little bit, even with Devontae Parker.
I still think it's lacking, but I don't know. I don't know if they want to. I think that move is solidifying that they're not going to get one in the first round. That's just me. Especially with the depth. I think they can maybe go second round. I'd say this: like you got edge. You traded Chase Winovich to Cleveland to get Mac Wilson. So Mac Wilson's pretty much replacing Dante Hightower because he's still a free agent, and then you signed Juwan Bentley back. So I can see a pass rusher needed, and then a corner. Obviously, you don't have J.C. Jackson anymore. I think it can be. I think George Karlaftis could be an option.
Karlaftis. I think it's Karlaftis. They don't take corners high in the draft. Linebacker.
Yeah, I would say maybe Booth or Karlaftis. But if Karlaftis is there,
Karlaftis is really versatile. He can play almost all across. He can almost play 3-tech if he wants to sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think he's a really good pick. Versatile. Bill Belichick's versatile scheme.
Yeah. Now we got the Packers. And this was originally the Las Vegas Raiders pick that was traded away for Davante Adams. So, yeah, their needs are obviously wide receiver. They can obviously get help on the offensive line as well. I gotta get them a receiver. I don't see them rolling with the receivers that they have right now. Who is it? Randall Cobb, Allen Lazard, and then whoever else is there. I don't see them not drafting. They're going to draft a receiver. And you got Chris Olave there. I feel like they'll go with the best available, and that's Chris Olave in my opinion. It's a local San Diego County native. So.
Yeah, I like that pick.
Shout out Chris Olave.
All right, the Cardinals. I'm gonna reach. It's kind of early. I mean, they have Ronnie Hudson. How old is Ronnie Hudson? Let me check.
He's like 34 or something like that. 33. He's old.
Oh, okay. So
I'd say they can go Tyler Linderbaum or even Zion Johnson or what's his name? Kenyon Green.
Exactly. Yeah,
Kenyon Green's
Tyler Linderbaum.
You go Tyler Linderbaum.
It's between one of the two.
You say him, Johnson, or even Kenyon Green's been rising a lot. Some of them you think he'll fall to where 23 is, or he's.
You know what? Zion Johnson. I'm gonna take Zion just because he's really versatile. He can play all over the line. So.
Okay, we'll give him Zion Johnson. Yep. Now we got the Dallas Cowboys, which they need O-line help, they need D-line help, and they need linebacker help. I'm gonna go Tyler Linderbaum. I mean, best pick right there for them. They obviously their offensive line hasn't been the same since losing Travis Frederick. I feel like Linderbaum is a solid piece addition for that offensive line. Could obviously make a big difference. Maybe you lose Lyle Collins as well, but with Tyler Linderbaum there, it's an obvious choice that I've been mocking him there with all my drafts as well. So Tyler Linderbaum it is. And they got the Buffalo Bills, who don't really have that many needs. I mean, they can use another corner. I don't know why it's not listed as a need, but they can do another corner, receiver.
Yeah, can you click on the corners for me? See who's available.
There's a lot of there's a lot of good corners that are still available that can be picked right here, like Booth Jr. Even Kyrie Elam's been rising. Daxton Hill's been mocked within the first and second round. Kyler Gordon's been getting a lot of talk too, but I don't see him being in the first. Roger McCreary as well, but I think he's gonna be a second day 2 as well. But I'd say you can go no wrong with Brooks, with Booth, Elam, or even Daxton Hill right here, and they're versatile.
Yeah. Go back to the all list. You know what? Let's take Benito.
You think they're gonna get Nick Benito in the first?
Yeah, I just think they're gonna go with the best player available / pass rusher. I think he's the best pass rusher available.
Even over Boy Mafe or even David Ajabo, you got hurt.
Yeah, Ojabo with the injury. I don't know if he's gonna recover in time. And Benito is like a pure like pass rusher. So I think it'll be interesting. And having him across Vaughn will help. So, yeah.
Again, I think he'll be a day 2, but if you meant, again, you never know. Now we got the Titans on the clock. Yeah, receiver need, which I mean, you did trade for Robert Woods, but between him and AJ Brown, I mean, they can still use a third receiver. They do need guard, center, and edge. Who's on there? They do need a guard. They don't got Saffold anymore. If Kenyon Green's on the board, I feel like it'll be Tennessee. If Tennessee doesn't, I think Tampa would, because they still need another guard. Even though they got Shaq Mason, but they still need another guard to replace Marpet. But I'm gonna roll Kenyon Green. I feel like they're gonna want to protect the quarterback. Obviously help the run game, but Derrick Henry obviously coming back from injury. I say they roll Kenyon Green.
All right, the Bucks. I think it's going to be interior. It's going to be an interior lineman. So yeah, let's just
do you think there's anyone worth right now though with those guys off? Maybe Dylan Parham. I know he's been rising too, but is he really do you think he'll be a first round pick?
Yeah, I think at this point it's if you're I think some teams have their draft board like not as like this player is a first round pick, but you know we have tiers. Like we have 10 players in our tier 1,
yeah,
players in our tier 2, and so I feel like Parham is a player that'll be like a tier 2. Like he's not a top 10 player, but once you get to this late first round, early second, that's where it's acceptable to take him.
So you're gonna roll with him?
Yeah, just the best guard prospect. Let's take Parham. Yeah.
Okay. Well, now we got the Green Bay Packers back on the clock, and don't give me any trade scenarios. Who do you think? Because they could do offensive line, but I don't see Ryman being a first round pick. I gave him a receiver. Do you think they go back to back receivers, or you think they go a different position?
Yeah, I think it's very. I mean, if I was the Packers, I'd get all the receivers I can, see which one works.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
That's all you need right now. Right?
If that's the case, I think they go with Traylon Burks.
Okay.
2 receiver, 225. I know his 40-yard dash wasn't spectacular at the combine. It was a 4.5, but then
he's fast.
I don't care about that because Jerry Rice ran a 4.6 and he's the best receiver that ever lived. So I don't care about what he ran at the combine. Traylon Burks, he's a bigger body, but yeah, he's a bigger bodied receiver, kind of like Devontae Adams. You lose Devontae Adams, I feel like you get Chris Olave that can take off the top, and then you got Traylon Burks who can make the contested catches and also beat you with his speed as well. Even though I don't care about the 4.5, he can still beat you with his speed for his size. It won't shock if they do go back to back receivers. But then thing is, I want to say they could, but then knowing how they've been drafting, they never want to help Aaron Rodgers out in the right way. So do they really give him 2 receivers? But yeah, I'll give him Traylon Burks. We're playing the GMs. I don't care what's been really happening. They're going to help him out and give him 2 receivers.
No, it's a good pick. It's a good pick.
Yeah, I don't see Traylon Burks falling out of the first. So 29th overall, Kansas City, one of their first 2 first round picks are back to back that they got for San Francisco. Who you got?
Super interesting. I think they got to take a corner here. Scroll up. I think we're gonna go with one of those. I want to say Elam from Florida.
Harry Elam?
Yeah.
We'll have him leap Andrew Booth. Okay.
And then
well, it's my turn now, buddy.
yeah. I was thinking like in fantasy when you're 12 and 1.
You're back to back.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going corner. I think they'll still do they go receiver? I mean, you have to. I mean, even though you get Juju and sign MVS, And then you still got Nicole Hardman. Do you think they go receiver?
Yeah. Oh, they have to. I was gonna take
It's
receiver.
either that or like an edge because they do need D line. They do need D line presence too.
Yeah, I mean, with Chris Jones there, they'll never be like too lacking on the D line. I think they need a receiver. I think they need a. I mean, I already had in my head who I was gonna take. I want to see who you take.
I know they're high. I heard they're high on Sky Moore. You can also go Jahan Dotson. Then you got Christian Watson. It's also been rising. I'll roll Christian Watson.
That's what I was gonna pick. Yes, sir.
It'd be between him or Sky Moore. I know Sky Moore's been a hot choice for Kansas City as well. I know they're high on him, but
I mean,
Watson's been rising.
He's also he's a freak. People, I mean, just because he played at FCS, like that man is a freak.
Yeah, him and Sky Moore both play for smaller schools, so man. But Eastern Michigan's been putting out some receivers. You got Corey Davis, and you got the guy last year that Seattle drafted. I can't remember his name. I can't think of his fucking name. But yeah, Christian Watson could easily be the 30th overall pick for Kansas City. But now you're on the clock with Cincinnati Bengals. Did they go corner here? Did they get Andrew Booth?
Nah, I feel like they have 3 good corners. You know, Eli Apple is horrible. It's a good. They have good corner depth. I think. Let's see what I have here in my notes. Yeah. I have them down for O lineman or a pass rusher. So and I kind of want to take Ojabo. Let me see what guards are available.
There's not really any good ones for.
Yeah, I guess at this point you're reaching, huh? All right, let me see the edge players that are available. Let me see edge.
Oh, you said edge? I think you said best of it. I can see either Ojabo or Boy Mafe. I'd say anyone after Mafe are pretty much reaching, in my opinion.
Yeah, let's go with Ojabo.
I can see him going to Ojabo, taking the risk on that. And then
yeah.
Cam Akers was able to return before the season end off a torn Achilles. If Ojabo can heal just as fast.
Yeah, you're right. That was crazy. That was pretty crazy.
I think get him for like half or even, towards the end, if they're a playoff team, I think get him for the playoff push or even the playoffs. Like, I'm sure that they'd love to draft Ojabo at 31. He was projected to go like top 20 at least before his injury. So, and now we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. You don't think they're gonna get quarterback, but I had them trading back.
At 32 is definitely not a bad decision. Like
that's why I had them trading back. I know that I mean, Malik Willis could have been the guy for them at 20, but I feel like maybe if they can get some extra picks and still get a quarterback with 32, that's why I decided to do that. And then I'll give him Matt Corral to finish off the first round. I'll have him Matt Corral.
Thank you.
And these are rating our draft. Stay in your seat. I don't want your code. I'm not paying again. I only used you to get a free trade. I ain't doing $199. Yeah, this is pretty much our mock draft. I'll run over it with you guys again. First overall pick, Nahum selected Aiden Hutchinson for Jacksonville. Second overall, I selected Trayvon Walker for the Detroit Lions. Third overall, Evan Neal selected for the Houston Texans. Got Ahmad Gardner going to the Jets. Ike Ekwonu going to New York Giants. Kyle Hamilton, Houston. I had Houston trade up with the Carolina Panthers to select Kyle Hamilton, safety out of Notre Dame. The first shocker of the first round, I guess you could say. The New York Giants selected Jermaine Johnson over Kayvon, which we had a solid discussion on that. Atlanta going receiver, Garrett Wilson. Seattle getting Kayvon at a pretty good value at 9. I mean, if he falls to 9, I feel like they'd be stoked. Number 10, I got the Jets. They missed out on Tyreek Hill, so they'll make up for that by drafting Drake London out of USC. The Washington Commanders. I don't know. I feel like I wanted to say Redskins right there. Washington Commanders. They're going with cornerback Trent McDuffie. Another corner off the board. Now it's Minnesota getting Derek Stingley Jr. Carolina trading back from 6 to 13 to get Charles Cross. which I feel like, if they didn't have the quarterback situation, I feel like that's good. Definitely good value to get Cross at 13. 14th overall, got the Baltimore Ravens selecting Jordan Davis, Mr. 4'8", Mr. 4'8", 40. With the 15th overall pick, the Eagles' first pick is another Georgia defensive lineman, which is Devontae Wyatt. And then with the 16th overall pick, I have the Saints replacing Teron Armstead with Trevor Penning, tackle out of Northern Iowa. And we scroll on up. Nahum's Chargers going with Jameson Williams to make a explosive trio in LA once he gets healthy. The Philadelphia Eagles with their second first-round pick, they're gonna fill that linebacker need and get Devin Lloyd. And then the Saints with their second first-round pick that they got from Philadelphia, they go with Kenny Pickett. And you get another quarterback off the board. You got Detroit Lions trading up with Pittsburgh to get Malik Willis. 21, Bill Belichick gets his typical white pass rusher, which is George Karlaftis. And then the Green Bay Packers go with Chris Olave with the Devontae Adams trade that they got from Devontae Adams trade they got from the Raiders. And then 23rd overall, you got Zion Johnson going to Arizona. You got Tyler Linderbaum being that center that the Dallas Cowboys needed since Travis Frederick. You got I think it's a surprise name. You got Nick Bonito going 25th. But again, there's a lot of like we were saying, there's a lot of shockers when it comes to the first round. People fall out. Tennessee Titans are rolling with Kenyon Green, giving Tannehill some protection, also helping the run game for Derrick Henry coming back from injury. 27th overall pick at the Buccaneers, filling that guard need with Dylan Parham. And then the 28th overall pick, you got another receiver. The Green Bay Packers are giving Aaron Rodgers some help, getting Treylon Burks. And then with the 29th overall pick, the Chiefs get Kyer Elam, but then also 30th, they'll go with Christian Watson out of North Dakota State. 31, Bengals are going with David Ojabo. And then 32, where the Pittsburgh Steelers traded back, they roll with Matt Corral. That's all 32 picks. I'm running out of breath as we speak. How you feeling about that draft, Nathan?
I like it a lot. No, I like it. It's a couple of surprises, which was bound to happen in the draft. So I feel like teams adjust their needs pretty well. I like Corral at the end of the first round. Ojabo is a nice value for the Bengals. I kind of thinking about it. I kind of wish I chose Andrew Booth instead of Elam for the Chiefs right there in the end. But
we had
who knows what like.
Yeah, we had Elam falling out, Nakobe Dean falling out.
Oh shit, Nakobe Dean did fall out. Well, yeah, some people was gonna fall. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it happens. It happens every year. So, that's pretty much our. I guess you say my 3.0. I did that with my boy Nahum. Lots of picks for some teams that obviously needs a lot of. There's teams out there that need a lot of help, especially when you got a lot of teams getting better, like the AFC, every team in the AFC West at this point. We got the draft. It's about 17 days away.
Yeah,
it's gonna be in Las Vegas. Stoked for that. I'm sure we're gonna do a recap on here. Looking forward to it. Anything you want to say before we head out tonight, Nathan?
Nah, man. Just enjoyed this mock draft, and just can't wait for the real one.
Yeah, feel free to like, share, subscribe to the channel, comment. Let us know how you feel in the comments. Feel like you should do something different. Maybe if you're feeling one of our picks, let us know. And we love all the feedback and love all.
If you hate one of our picks, please let us know.
We love the feedback. We ain't gonna hurt our feelings, man.
Definitely.
But yeah, appreciate it. And then feel free to share. Send it to all your friends that are excited for the draft. We appreciate all the feedback and all the love. So until then, y'all stay safe. We'll see you on the next video. I hope to do another mock draft with you before the actual NFL draft. So until then, stay safe, and I hope everyone has a great night. And we'll see you on the next one.